Now we are mentioned the Taiwan boom and bust. What is the boom? The data crash of 90s, the boom in the late 1990s when all those new internet companies sprang up and then sold a huge amount of money. Then the bust around 2000, 2001 when many of those same internet companies went out of business. Because of booms and always followed by busts, we are moving as rapidly forward and then back to the normal growth. But there's a type of rapid expansion what might be called or hysterical or irrational boom that pretty much always leads to the bust. So people often create an intensify a boom when they carried away by some new industries. So like 90s, people all have learned from the past. If they did, well, look at tulips. Tulips? You mean like the flower? Exactly. For instance, do you have any idea where tulips are from originally? I mean, well, the Netherlands, right? That's what most people think, but no, they are not. Yeah. Or even Europe. Tulips actually hail from area Chinese called Celestial Mountains in Central Asia, a very remote mountainous region. The Turkish nomads who first discovered Europe and spread them slowly westward. Now, around the 16th century, Europeans were travelers to Istanbul and Turkey as merchants and diplomats. And the Turks often gave Europeans tulip bulbs as gifts, which they would carry home with them. For the Europeans, the tulips were totally unheard of and great known. And kind of onion. It turns out the Netherlands was the ideal country for growing tulips. It was the right kind of sunny soil for one thing, but also it was a wealthy nation with a growing economy, willing to spend a lot of money on new exotic cuisine. Plus, the history of gardening. Most people competed spending enormous amounts of money to buy the rarest flower for their garden. Soon tulips were beginning to show up, and in different colors as the growers tried to breed them specifically for color which would make them even more valuable, but they were never completely sure what they would get. Some of the most surprised tulips were white and with purple streak or red with yellow streak on the petal, even a dark purple tulips that was very much prized. What happened then was the phrase that they specialized tulips. We call that forest tulip mania. So, here are the conditions. Irrational boom for spring companies someone hit more income, money to spend on luxuries, but they were inexperienced and investing their new wealth. Then along counterfeit new commodity shares of special tulips while inflating some extraordinary variations. Rather than perpetuates. And finally, you have an regulated marketplace. No government concerns are because could explode. And exploded starting in the 1630s. Theodore. Tulips didn't flavor like roses. Tulips bloomed once in the early spring, and that was it for the year. Eventually, specially bred magical superbirds became so valuable, and according to the record, one tulip bulb was worth 24 tons of wheat, or 1,000 pounds of cheese. One particular tulip bulb was sold in exchange for a small ship. In other words, the tulips were literally worth their weight in gold. As the demand grew, and people began selling promissory notes, guaranteeing the future delivery of priced tulip bonds. The buyers of these pieces of paper would resell the notes and make up these promissory notes kept in their hands from buyer to buyer until the tulip was ready for delivery. But this was all pure speculation. As I said, However, it was really going to produce variety, the color that was promised. But that didn't matter to Giorgio. Only care about having that piece of paper, so it could be treated later at school. More taking their phone in many cases to obtain those bits of paper because they were sure they'd found an easy way to make money. So now you've all the ingredient for a huge bus and a bus it did, and one cold February morning in 1637, a group of laboratories got together and discovered that suddenly there were no bidders. Nobody wanted to buy. Pennies went like fire, and the tulip market collapsed totally.